What up, Phil? Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, first one in, so you gotta tell me how volume is. I have like a little bit of music on in the background. Last time no one could hear it. So that wasn't great. Make sure, sorry, trying to just post this. Sticker link. Sorry. Oh, what up? Oh, sorry. Missed a couple people. Ruben Anch. Am I pronouncing that right? Light Slicer. Were the ping pong streams coming back to Twitch? That's a good question. Maybe soon. It was real busy, and then me getting ready for the baby and everything was super busy, so making sure all that happens. But maybe come New Year, we could do that again. That was fun. Okay. Does this look focused? Last time I had it on autofocus, and it felt like it was hunting a lot the entire stream. So I didn't love that. So I tried to do fixed focus this time. I know the quality is not great because it's a webcam. Also, while we wait for some more people and before we get into this, I'm pretty amped. I bought this little toolbox. I think this is so cute. Bought this little toolbox online. It's metal, holds all my keyboard stuff, lube, grease, switch puller, cap or switch opener, stem holder. Volume is good, music's quietly there, as long as you can hear. When you say not really, what do you mean not really? Not really good in focus? I can put it back on autofocus if I have to. That's on auto. It's not focused on the box. Oh, on the box. Is that just because it was... Maybe I will keep it on auto. It might hunt a little bit, but seems like it's doing all right. The problem is that it's really wide. I think this is like... Oh, whoops. That's not even all the way wide. I'm zoomed in a little bit because of how wide this camera is. Yeah, just for the pens and stuff. It's like $40 on Amazon. I just searched like toolbox on Amazon. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? I want to be able to make sure I can see this. Maybe I throw this like that. Okay. So I have the Glarses Cherry MX Purple switches, and I have the BadSeedTech. I think they're just called V2 tactile switches. I'm pretty amped about both of these. I like tactile switches, although this keyboard has linears right now, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. But I want to try both of these out. Let's also just get up some information on these. And fair warning, I really like both of these creators. So while I did buy both of them myself, I'm probably going to be really like, one, I have no real idea what I'm talking about. And two, I'm just going to like these because both of these guys make great content that I would watch all of the time. So I'm probably going to like them. I also don't have a lot of tactile switches here, so any other ones are fun in my eyes. Okay. Now, I haven't opened these yet. I did open these because I got them early. I got these a couple days before Christmas. I thought about doing a stream just to test them out, but then family came over and I was just so tired every time they left and we were real busy. Also, hope everyone had a good holiday, or if your holiday is not over yet, enjoying hopefully some time off. Novel Keys, great company. Is this? I think this mat is from Kinetic Labs, not Novel Keys, but I do have a couple Novel Keys mats. This color is sweet. What up, Sereni? I don't know how the... Oh, that... Okay. That focused. This is a sweet color. So I have to figure out what boards I want to put it on. And I think I know... All right, focus. Come on. Hey. There we go. That was not great. Okay, so I think I'm going to put these switches. I've no like totally unbuilt boards, so I'm gonna have to kind of not take one apart, but kind of undo it. I think I'm gonna put it on this. This is another Bauer Light. This is a Bauer Light first edition. I think this white is sick. I think this redacted keycap set is amazing. My only problem with this is, for whatever reason, the PCB that OmniType sent me only has the split backspace layout. Is that called HKKB? I think it might be. And I like full backspace, so I don't use this one as much, but this is just a sick board. There's only 250. Oh, that's so blown out. Sorry. It's just white on the bottom. It says OmniType out of 250. But I think this is a sweet board. I just don't love the switches on it right now. That could probably use some better lubing of the stabilizers too. Whoops. Sorry, guys. But I think this blue... Sorry, I yelled a little. I think this blue will look really good here. Yeah, Ben. I think the redacted looks sick. I think I kind of want to switch some of these, though. I think I have too many of these like special keys down here. I can go grab the set later and change it up. But actually, let me go grab the box right now. I'll be back 1 minute just so I can keep track of everything correct here. It'll make things easier. I'll be back 1 minute. I don't know why I thought your background was a green screen. Nope. This is just, I think this is kind of cool. This is like a magazine holder, and I just kind of keep all my national park maps. I mean, this is a keyboard stream, but this company, Hike 734, if you're going to a national park, they rank. He does every single trail and ranks all of them. So I like keeping these if I have any friends that are going anywhere. And then there's just like the actual little maps you get when you go to them. So I kept a lot of those. I think it's just cool. So yeah, that's just my wall. I still need to hang a couple more things up in this room. That would be nice, but okay. So let's see. Gonna keep this on the side. Push this up here. Hopefully, oh no, I just dropped everyone. This is still good. God, I unplugged something. I'm sure you can hear that on Windows. I'm a mess here. Okay. Maybe I won't put them in. So right now this has Durox C-Glass linear switches in it, and I'm not a huge fan of them. They're the pre-lubed version, or they're pre-lubed. Just unplug it and get it out of the way. I want it there just in case I need it. But that should be good for now. I could probably also quickly eat up my desk space here. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Okay, too much stuff in my way right now. But yeah, how's everyone's holiday? Hopefully good. This is going to be a little tedious while we do this, but I don't need that. Now, the C-Glass switches actually look pretty sweet when they're undone. And I think the reason I'm going to move these into the BadSeedTech BadSeed tactile switches V2 is what he has it. See, this is the thing. I think this blue is going to look really good on this white. I think that's a no-brainer. But then I'm also always watching keyboard videos and I'm like, hey, yeah, that switch color looks really sick on that keyboard. Except now it's going to get covered up by keys. So does it really matter that much? But I guess when you're... Oh, what up, Garrett? I was actually just about to ask a question. So obviously you're nice enough to send this first edition over. For some reason, this one only has this the split backspace, not the option for the switch in the middle. Either or I'm an idiot. That's very likely as well. But this redacted set just looks way too sick on this first edition. But I think I'm going to try these switches on it because I think they'll be really good. So Rennie, mine was great. I mean, my mom and my sister haven't seen Lane since she was like 2 days old, so they got to come up, and she's like a month and a half now. So that was really funny. My OCD brain's taking to take the colorful pastel switches out now. I'm working on it. But yeah, it's like cool and also, yeah, a little wild. Can you hold the plate up to the screen for me to see it? Yeah, let me take those two out. Just to prove that I'm not. I mean, I really like how, like, so it's missing the piece, which I think I may have taken off trying to see it. But it doesn't look like it has the space for like the stabilizer. It's really no big deal. I was more just wondering. Keep those out. Should have had a bag to put those in, but whatever. I don't know if I held that up good enough. Once I get all these caps off, I can hold it up, see if there's something else you need to see better. The PCB, sorry. Oh no, these aren't. The solderable PCBs are left over from Bauer 2, which didn't have full backspace support. Is this is a hot swap though, no? I hope it is. I just ripped 2 switches out. Feels like it is. Just the hot swap ones is at the moment. We're going forward of both when we make the next order. Keychron Q1 Pro for Christmas. Hoping to maybe mod later on. I have the Q1 Pro in my cabinet back there. Keychron obviously loves Marquez. I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet, but like I do really like Keychron and just their like their pre-built stuff. It's so nice to just get it, and it's pretty solid. I don't love their new keycap style. What they call it, like XSA. It's like a taller SA profile, and it's just like a little too deep, a little too tall for me. It feels really strange. Proto hot swap, which one? Oh, that might it. All right, yeah, I was mostly just wondering why that one was different and making sure I wasn't missing something really stupid, but that makes this seem even cooler. Okay. Old switch. Durox C glass. I need a new camera to do live streams. This quality is not up to snuff. And then the BadSeed tactile. I have not lubed these, but I believe he said they're oiled, lightly oiled. So we'll see how they do. They sound... See how they sound versus the Glarses. I haven't even opened these yet. We'll have to figure out which board to put the Cherry MX purples on later. Can you hear the switch at all? It's so funny. The music's like pretty loud in my ears, but I think it's pretty low for the stream. That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. That makes this one a little more special. It's one of not many. Might have to get some in the future. The Switch sounds nice. Which one? I mean, both of these sound nice. I don't know. Both of them still seem like they're in stock. Yeah, I'm sure it's tough to hear this Switch. I don't think I could try and turn this up. I don't want to like, oh, that's peaking. I feel like me trying to get the Switch to sound like that in the microphone is just like slamming it really hard. And then it probably doesn't even really sound like it. Look, he caught off guard by how tall the keycaps are coming from the laptop keyboard. Yeah, it's like, from a laptop, it's wildly different. All right, I'm calling mine 1 of 15 then. What's a good keyboard? A step above Q1. I've got one and it's looking good, but get something even higher quality. Where to look? So like, I don't know if I'm necessarily the person to give the best advice, but I can give advice on who to watch to get advice from. And I've been watching a ton of Hypotech, a lot of Alex Odos. Both of them right now have been, I mean, I've been binging both of them real hard. And I think they both have a lot of good videos. Now they're going to be vastly different. And actually, if you're trying to just go a step above a Q1, it's kind of weird because like Alex is building crazy builds, and Hipyo's usually focused on budget things that are probably a bit cheaper than like a keychron. So maybe that is like a weird in between. But if you bought a Q1 and you like it and you want something different, I would just say go try and do something where you're building it yourself. And then there's lots of options. Obviously, OmniType is in here. The Bauer Light is really cool. I had a ton of fun building all of them. I think Garrett can say in chat, but I believe some are coming in stock soon, hopefully. I think they sold out real quick, but I know his plans to keep them in stock. I need to start actually doing something while I'm sitting here, though, talking. I just need, like, somewhere to put all these switches. I thought I had a bag. Cup or something. Good advice. I'd love to build my own. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And like, I think what's cool about that is, so you have your keychron, it works. You can buy the new keyboards and parts and stuff, and work on it, and you don't have to rush it because you have a keyboard that works and one that's good already. So like, you don't feel rushed. You can make sure you do everything well. You can try lubing switches. You can try doing kind of whatever you want. Wow. This is, you are in there. My goodness. There we go. Man. Yeah, because a Q1, like, if you're talking step above it in, like, price, like, it's a pretty solid price. Because they're, like, $300? Q1 Pro's, like, 300, right? 200, 300? Maybe 200. I do like, Actually, I didn't try the Q1 yet, but on the Q10, the Alice version, the like double gasket is actually pretty slick. Have you ever be interested in doing a collab with any of the YouTube channels you mentioned earlier? So I'm working. Okay, I was working on a keyboard video that I was trying to get out before the baby came. And I was really close to doing it. I was really pumped about it. I actually talked to Garrett from Omnitype. I talked to Alex and had them do a couple like clips for me. And then the baby came like a week early and I didn't get it put out. And then I like tried to work on it at home, but it obviously with a baby that was really tough. So I think what I'm going to do now instead, or not instead, I'm still going to do it. But before it was very focused on like me building my first one. And now I've been sitting around building a bunch of different ones. So I think I'm going to rewrite the script a bit. The basis is still going to be there. The video is going to be called along the lines of like building a key, or the mechanical keyboard hobby is more accessible than ever. And pretty much everyone I talked about there, I've asked if they're willing to send a video clip. So like I said, Garrett already gave me one. Alex gave me a clip. Glarses sent me a video that I'm going to use in it. And Hippiotech said he would too. So I want to make a video, but one that has my experience, but also make sure that people who really know what they're talking about are talking in it as well. And give the resources for people to go forward. Because like with the studio, like I'm going to, like I like this as a hobby, but I want to like, the studio is, we don't hyper focus on things. We kind of like to, oh man, my hand's cramping doing this. We like to cover a lot of different things because we get a lot of cool stuff. And like part of the reason I started this channel, I know it's like a weird channel, that's not my name, but my friend is into building keyboards. And then just being lucky enough at work to have like people sending Marquez stuff. I just had, there were so many cool things to mess with, so many different options that people are sending in. It just felt like I had an opportunity to like mess around with some things, make some short videos. There's so many options out there. And I really think the easiest way to like make buying decisions is to be able to, like hear and see different things. So if I've got the opportunity to get a bunch of keyboards in at work, I'm gonna make some videos on it. I think we're just gonna make some like really chill couple minute videos where you can hear and see what different boards and switches and keycaps look like. So that's why we started this channel. But yeah, studio video in January will be out. If you want to call it collabing, it's more just me like making sure some experts, people who know what they're talking about, are backing up my thoughts so I don't look like a total scrub when I'm talking about it. But I think those people are super smart and make really good content, and I want to make sure if there's anyone who gets into it that they know where the best place to look for that. Maybe make a challenge of who can make the most silent keyboard that is capable of not disturbing a baby's sleep. The best way of not disturbing a baby's sleep is to have your office as far away from where the baby sleeps as possible. Luckily, I live in a single floor house, and our bedroom where the baby is as far away from where I am right now as possible. I feel like this keycap kind of matches Rornorazor's head. All right, I'm going to take this apart real quick because I think this could use a little more lube in there. Be mindful of stems. Yeah, I have read someone on Twitter just said about the I read something about this, about how the Glarses switches are using, and we'll get to that later, stems that potentially could mess up a keycap. So I should be careful about that, but I'll probably just put them on anyways because I don't have this stem trimmer with. I do think we have some fun keyboard challenges on the studio. I really liked the like head-to-head typing bracket. I liked the one where we timed who can put the most keycaps on in 5 minutes from like a total pile from a mess. Turning redacted into recracked. I mean, I'm going to do BadSeedTech switches on this, so. I like this tool drawer a lot, right? Look, like folds up. It's kind of hard to see, but. Pops open. Some little drawers. They're a little wonky, but it was like 40 bucks. I think it looks cool. I'm knocking things off. These? I feel like this spacebar stabilizer just needs a little more love. Hi, Andrew. What up? Hard name to reply back to, but... Apparently OnePlus just posted an unboxing the MKBHD award. Marquez just posted it in our Slack. I'll have to go watch that later. Only streaming this on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I started this new channel with a buddy and we kind of just figured, like, I'm not trying, mostly just doing it to keep it on the channel, but just some little keyboard stuff on the channel. I figured if I keep it on here, it'll be a little easier. That's not what I'm looking for. I should probably take that out. Mostly on YouTube just so it lives on the channel. Google account dedicated to uploading videos I want to preserve. Yeah, man. YouTube's like, obviously it's great to watch stuff on, but like it really is also Google in general, just like keeping stuff you have, like just a website that you can dump all your videos onto and keep forever is like kind of incredible. I feel like people take that for granted. Did I do that backwards? Yeah, exactly. Just keep them private. Yeah, no, I was right. I'm really bummed. So when I was much younger, when YouTube kind of first came out and before it was bought by Google, my friend and I made a bunch of videos because we both liked making videos when we were younger, which is what kind of got me into going to film school and everything. But we uploaded everything on something called Google Videos. It was videos.google.com. And then Google bought YouTube, swapped kind of everything over, but I think you had to like actually move your account over, and we did not. So I lost all of those. Why not Google Drive? Google Drive you have to pay for after a while, man. Yeah, like limited capacity. I mean, I pay the like 10 or 20 bucks a year for the like 100 gigs, but yeah, still costs money. Anyone ever consider the Rama Works keyboards? Their pre-order process has been notoriously difficult, but the keyboards look great. I feel like that's like what everything sounds like in the keyboard world sometimes. Rama. Did I unplug this accidentally? This is not how to type. Game recordings? Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, like, game recordings, if you try and keep that on your hard drive, you're looking at gigs and gigs and gigs of stuff. I've never heard of this. This M60B looks kind of cool, but that's just off the riff. Man, is anyone a hockey fan in here? All right, let's actually do this so we can actually try these switches. I'm gonna lather this on this stabilizer a little more. I usually use dielectric grease here, but since it was first lubed with just some Krytox, I'm just gonna do the whole thing in Krytox. I love the look of the Rama boards, but they had to call exit scam on the community. Can you, since I've never heard of this, can you explain that a bit further? I feel like the pros and cons of keyboards getting more popular is obviously like one thing I want to talk about which is how much more accessible they are. There's so many more options. There's so many better prices. There's in-stock options. But then I like look at the keyboard Reddit and stuff and see some of these companies aren't quite as reputable as some other ones. I have a couple, like Epo Maker sent us some stuff at work, and I was pretty impressed by some of the stuff in terms of price. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of boards that are like under $100, but I think Mechanical Keyboards doesn't talk about them anymore, because some people said they have some shady business practices. How long have I been into keyboards? I think that's kind of, I mean, I have a weird experience with it. When you, like, I remember, years ago when I was playing League of Legends, watching Skara play, and he had like a... I did this wrong somehow. He had like blue switches, and I was like, what is that noise? It's kind of like soothing. Back then it was very different. People liked blue clicky switches back then. So I was like, shit, that's pretty cool for gaming, like not just for like typing on, but like gaming. Mechanical keyboard seemed really cool. And then I bought my first one, which was this like pretty cheap, I don't even remember who made it, Cooler Master or something. And it had brown switches, and I loved it. I loved playing games on it. I loved typing on it. Then I just was using gaming keyboards for a long time. They're always mechanical, but not like hobbyist ones. Then at work, we're lucky enough, somebody made Marquez made a post about mechanical keyboards, and then Keycap sends over 2 boards. So to go from like a SteelSeries gaming keyboard to all of a sudden being able to just use this like built Keycap 265 just feels like unfair, sort of. But I loved it. Then we did the typing test at work, and then Monarchy sent over something, and then OmniType sent over something. So I just got to try some of the like sickest keyboards on the market right off the bat. And I never had to build any of them, so it wasn't like I didn't get that into building them at that point. And then OmniType sent over these Bauer lights, which weren't built yet. And then immediately my daughter's born, so I have a ton of time at home. And I built like 6 of them, and now I've ordered a bunch of other stuff. Now I've been ordering switches. Black Friday, I had probably a little too much fun. So yeah, I just kind of dove in pretty head first after being super lucky with being able to like use some super, super high grade first class keyboards. Mostly because of Marquez. I mean, 100% because of Marquez. Sorry, I missed some stuff here. What do I do with all the finished keyboards? Do you just play them like Lego creations or keep them rotating? I think I'm going to keep a couple at home as ones that I'm like really proud of. But the cool thing about work is I'll probably just display them and they'll be used as props. You'll probably see a lot of these in like the top-down set. Because, I mean, I want to show them off, but obviously this is a bunch of them and I don't need all of them at the same time. So why not use them, show them off? I think companies that make good things like deserve to be shown off. And what better way to show them off than on an MKBHD video with like millions of views? People think they're really cool, so they'll definitely go kind of as like a top-down prop or like a set prop at work, or if people want to use them. But I will make sure that they're taken good care of, because my mono key TGR, Jane TGR or whatever, got scuffed, which is a shame because it has such a nice coating. But just because it was like kind of set off in a bin of keyboards, I was a little bummed about that. Rama and Kate were the 2 behind the scenes of Rama Works in the beginning. They were apparently in a relationship, broke up both in the relationship and business-wise. Kate went on to start Hebe. Oh, huh. Hebe's awesome. They reached out not that long ago, and I think they're sending me something, and I'm really excited about it because it looks super interesting. But the Hebe stuff looks super like high quality. I actually have a couple Hebe made a couple when Teha and OmniType made the MKBHD edition board. Hebe made the Artisan keycap with the MKBHD logo on it. Hold on. I just have this at home right now because I was messing around with it. But this is Marquez's Bauer 2. This thing is gorgeous. But this keycap is Hebe. Sorry. I don't know if you can read that. This probably isn't going to focus. How could anyone find blues soothing? Okay. Soothing might not be the, like, you have to think of it as years ago. I mean, if you know anything about League, Scara was really big a long time ago. It was not anytime soon or any recent time. But I don't know. It was cool just hearing it. It was like loud enough to make it into the stream. It wasn't like right up against it. So it's just background noise. Now I see people like Sinatra who are using blues playing Valorant, and it is very annoying. But it was enough to make me wonder about it. The OnePlus unboxing video. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, I'm going to post it in chat here. Was that the right thing? Okay, yeah. People have noticed in this and tried filing chargebacks on Rama only for them to dispute it. Nowadays, they don't pay attention to the community, turn off comments on their social media. All right. If you ever see something with comments turned off, it should be a huge red flag. I know there are obviously times where it makes sense. Sometimes you can get brigaded for bullying reasons, but like turning off comments is definitely a red flag. Omnitype had to redo Artisan keycap orders from Rama. Well, I know that they worked with it for that MKBHD one. And when I talked to the Hebe guys, or whoever was over there, they were super nice, and they were really pumped to say that they made the MKBHD one. So I'm really looking forward to them sending some stuff over. That was super nice of them. And I will definitely be doing a stream when I build that one. Can you post the one? I posted that already. But hey, BMS, thank you for all that info. I feel like one important thing getting into a hobby is making sure you understand kind of like the history of things. Especially when there's so many new companies and everything. So I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. I'm assuming you're pretty deep in there. Yeah, I feel like when you see more companies popping up and more hype, the competition's good, but competition also sometimes you have to cut some corners to compete. And unfortunately, sometimes that really hits the consumer hard, which really sucks. Oop. Entrenched in the hobby. Awesome. What do you... Any particular builds you're proud of? What am I doing wrong? Oh no, it's just this. That doesn't... I have to watch the VOD tomorrow. Really tired. Have a good night. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for joining. Why don't most mechanical keyboards have Bluetooth? I've been surprised with how many actually do. I've bought some recently that are pretty cheap, and they do, but yet, but QMK's open source license. I mean, yeah, I shouldn't be answering anything. Sounds like Garrett and BMS could answer every question here way better than I could. Good night. Good luck studying. Do well on whatever you're studying for. If there were wireless, I would love if it did, to have a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, but that's just me. I'm totally fine with wired. I have no problem with wired, especially if it keeps things cheaper. The mono key standard is pretty well priced and has Bluetooth. The funny thing is I haven't tried the Bluetooth yet though, because I just like it wired. I think Bluetooth's a pain in the ass. I like Bluetooth for like headphones connected to my phone, and that's about it. Or like, yeah, a speaker. Oh man, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about space cables and their Cerakoting stuff. Yeah, I prefer a 2.4 dongle over Bluetooth, but maybe that's just like the weirdo gamer in me that like took forever to finally admit that wireless mice were okay. Now I'm in love with it, but I don't know. I generally like to keep things. Well, a dongle also means like I'm not having any weird like Bluetooth connectivity issues. I'm not like having to repair things every once in a while. The USB thing's just stuck in and it should just work. But yeah, I super like, but I think that might be a gamer thing. Good to know, Garrett. It's my feedback. I'm sure you have plenty of other people you can ask about in the community that are way more know what they're talking about way more than I do, that you can get feedback from that though. Although it looks like a lot of people agree with me in here. Glad we still have fantastic vendors like OmniType, Canon keys, space cables, novel keys in the hobby. Yeah, I like so far people I've like ordered from or talked with, obviously OmniType. I've ordered from Novel Keys. I mean, these are from Novel Keys. They seem awesome. I bought a couple switches from Kinetic Labs, and I have the Kinetic Lab Moon switches on here, which are those ones that are they're like hand lubed. And man, I think they might be like some of my favorite switches right now. But these do feel really good. Oh, that's awesome. They're in Texas, right? Space cable guys look pretty cool. Is that where I got this desk mat? What did I order from Space Cables? I have their sticker right here. I bought a lot of stuff on Black Friday. Oh yeah, I bought this desk mat at Space Cables. I think it's Alex's desk mat. Recently did one with my roommate, GMA MMK Pro, Dark Sabs, got our Milky Yellow, Oblivion keycaps from Drop. Got the keycaps for his birthday and they look so good. Nice. Yeah, dongle on the MX Master is key. Marquez like will have stuff plugged in his, when he had his Mac Pro desktop, I don't even know what he's using anymore, under his computer or under his desk. It felt like the metal from the desk was sometimes making Bluetooth not work as well, or like lose connections sometimes. Kinetic Labs, Divinity, KNC keys, and loop switches are my go-to for switches, mainly KNC and loops, since they're both in Texas and tape. Well, so that's for me. Kinetic Labs is like like 10 or 15 minutes away from the office, so ordering from them. They also had like a really, really good, It was like a Black Friday sale on top of I don't know if you've seen like on TikTok for a while they're trying to like promote the TikTok shop. So what they were doing is like offering further discounts if you ordered it through the TikTok shop that I think TikTok's just kind of eating. So I ordered some stuff. I ordered some switches from Kinetic Labs and some desk mats. They were like, the desk mats wound up being like $8, I think, with all the discounts. Bought a Bluetooth numpad from Glorious to match the GMMK Pro. Yeah, I have the numpad from Glorious as well. They sent one, and I don't think I ever figured out how to connect it via Bluetooth. It was pretty bad. I did keep it around for a little bit as a numpad, but now I have this little macro pad from Treasure, and I love this thing. This thing's awesome. I need some different keycaps for this, but right now they're just like red see-through ones, and I just have them as my F keys, F1 through 9, mostly so I can surrender in Valorant, because that's super important. All right, I need to make sure I'm not screwing this up while I'm doing this and talking at the same time. BMS, do you have any of your builds like on Instagram or something? Because I'd love to see them. Oh yeah, also, who mentioned Drop? Casper mentioned Drop. Drop seems super awesome. I've always loved them. I like have a couple pairs of headphones from them that I really loved. I kind of miss when they were Mass Drop and they did more than just like 3 things. One of my favorite pairs of socks were a Drop collab. Should I finish designing my numpad that's been sitting on the back burner for years? I wouldn't be opposed to it, but again, I don't think I'm not the best person to be the advice. Sounds like you should ask BMS. Just get the Megalodon Todio 30%. That'll be my numpad, arrows, and macro pad. Nice. I want to build it super selfishly just because it looks cool, but I really want to build a 40% keyboard. I just think they look so cool. Never thought I'd catch an NA streamer in lunchtime. Much love from Hong Kong, right? Have a great stream. Thank you. Thank you. That's pretty good. There's this whole, like, one of the things working with Marquez and doing all this is it's just pretty wild knowing there's some people kind of all over the place watching. Never something I ever thought I would do. Take properly. Okay. That is a very fair point. It feels like if you're into building keyboards, you need to be a fucking good ass photographer, because everyone on Instagram takes perfect photos. Like, have you seen Alex's photos? Those things are art. That stuff is so good. It's like incredible. And then I go on like our mechanical keyboards, and there's some stuff that sounds really good. I'm just gonna go back to Instagram because these people know how to light and edit and take photos and videos and everything. I should have tested this spacebar before I. What headphones did you get off Drop? Never checked the prices, catalogs. Okay, I had the Sennheiser HD6XXs. How much are those? Know nothing about keyboards. We're here for the hangs and educations. Hope I'm educating you correctly. But appreciate hanging out. Yeah, the Sennheiser HD6XX. I loved those things, man. I have them downstairs still. I never bought new ear cups because I wore those for so long The ear cups are like crusty. It's like actually kind of disgusting. And then for if you want like I really loved. I don't think the sound quality is as good, but if you just want a gaming headset, these are the the drop EPOS. Shit, what's the model number? It's like the PC38X. These are open back. It's like Sennheiser before they got bought by that. I don't know. Sennheiser got bought by that hearing aid company, right? And then I don't know if EPOS or whatever is made. I don't know if they took over some of it, but these are insanely comfortable. I think they're like $120. I could wear these all day. I love them. The mic's good enough for just like playing games. They are wired. I just don't have the wire plugged in here, but I actually really, really, really liked these. Now just with the microphone and stuff, I'm using the Bayer Dynamics, and I mean, these are incredible, but I would not call them entry level. $200 for the 6XXs. I think those are sick. RMK has kind of regressed as it goes down unless there's a giveaway. Okay. Yeah, Alex's Discord, I need to look on it a little more, but when I talked to him, I was asking him where I think the best place to get advice from, and he was saying Discords of creators who are in the space is the best space. So I'm in there, but yeah, I agree. The mechanical keyboard Discord was really, it's cool that they're doing giveaways, but like that leading up to Christmas when it was just giveaways every day, it just like didn't feel like anything was going on over there. But I'm also not on Reddit as much anymore since they nixed all the third-party apps. I'm still really salty about that. But I mean, Instagram has a ton of really good creators on there. And I really, one thing that seems really cool is like the community itself seems so close. Everybody seems to be hyping everyone up. All the companies seem to be, I mean, like, I don't know for sure. I'm sure there's some other stuff, but it seems like a lot of companies like to hype each other up as well, or work together, like Space Cables, Cerakoting, different other companies' things, and everybody's like tagging each other and stuff. I just think that's all really neat. Speaking of drop, have you looked at Drop's DCX keycaps? They're pretty darn good, especially for the price. I have 2 Drop keycaps in my cart right now. Yeah, I could go to Relay. Is Relay iOS? Am I a dope? It's both, right? I was using Reddit as fun because like that was the app before Reddit had an app, and then I just never left it. So I ordered Drop DCX. I think they might be, I ordered they're real silly, and I'm sure people have some opinions on them, but did you see the Drop like bird keycaps they did the pre-order for? I ordered them. Android. Okay. So I did order those. I have the Drop. Let me see. Where am I? I have too many tabs open. Oh yeah, Drop DC. I have the Drop DCX Latte keycap set in my cart right now. I'll probably pull the trigger on that. Relay is what Marquez used. Yeah. Sometimes the pod just gets like too all over the place that I don't even remember what happened anymore on it. Okay, hold on. I like that there. I don't like that I used all the other ones, so I'm gonna do alts on these. Or maybe I'll use. Am I doing this on screen? Is Hyperfuse the purple one? The drop guys are awesome too. They sent us like the Lord of the Rings stuff, which was pretty cool, but I think that's because they were more trying to aim at something. People who weren't that deep. Oh, this is like the light, the kind of like teal. Yeah, that's sick. I need to stop looking at this. Damn, they take some good pictures too. Damn. It's $80 is not bad at all. Do you have the purple accents? Okay. After much yapping, Hyperfuse is a classic in the hobby. Do you know what I'm like kind of bummed about? Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab one of my boards. This is my Keycap 265 with the what are these? These are the, I know these are like, I have too many keywords here. Crimson Cadet, right? Yeah. But man, I've played so much Valorant on this board. You probably can't see it on this, but just like my WASD and left side of the Spaceboard are just like shiny at this point. And it makes me so mad. It feels so bad because I've just worn these keycaps down, but I love this board so much. That's a sick enter key too from Mono. I think that's from Mono Key. All right. Embrace the shine. It's less the shine, it's more it feels like, it just feels like I ate a bag of like Lay's potato chips whenever I play on it because it's just so greasy. I probably should go back and do these stabilizers again, but let's type with these. The original group buy for the GMK Hyperfuse was a disaster, and years later Drop revived the keycap set. Helped out customers who never got that set. That's awesome. I have noticed there's a lot of keycaps being sold that are, say, like R2, which I'm assuming are like slightly revised versions of caps that are already sold, which is actually, it's cool, and it's also where I kind of messed up on a board. So the like GMK Bento set, every time I see it, I'm like, this is incredible. This looks so cool. And then I saw the set, it was the GMK Bento R2 on, I forget who I bought it from. Might have been Novel Keys, but so I bought it, but I realized I kept looking up the Bento set, not the R2 set. And so it's just, rather than just this blue on the outside with the white keys and the orange on the inside, it's just all blue, which I still think this looks sick, but I like the first set better for sure. BMS, you might need an affiliate link in here. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up. All right, let's see if I can do this right. Just gonna call that big enough. We'll move this over here. Okay, let me turn off this music. R2 usually means route to another one for availability and or chance of revisions or expanded options. I'm assuming that's kind of what I assumed. I guess I don't know if they changed it because like other people thought it would, like you said, revisions, or if they did it so people didn't think the OG one, like, I don't know. Obviously I don't fully know what I'm talking about here, but okay, I'm gonna switch this down and we're gonna listen to these keycaps, or sorry, these switches. Again, this is the OmniType Bowerlight first edition GMK redacted keycaps. I believe it's Duroc V2 stabilizers. And then the BadSeedTech novel keys. Come on, focus. Tactile switches. These are also tactile with a 63.5 gram bottom out. Okay, so these are heavier than Glarses. Okay. I'm going to switch this upside down so you can hear it. Oh, that peaked pretty bad. Okay, let's just get a notepad. Focus. We have 60, let's do 30. Not bad. Couple of mistakes. I like these. I don't know how my voice sounds right now because this is like upside down, but let's do another one. Alright, let's restart. Wow. Okay, so obviously I'm not good with the backspace here. Made a lot of mistakes there, but yeah, these feel great. I think they sound really nice. Man, those sound really nice. Oops. Yeah, I'm a fan of those. There's not much to say. I think they look sick. They feel good. I like the bump. It's got a really good tactile bump. I really like that. If I compare it to like, let me get my I have another Bauer Light with actually the like drop Holy Pandas. So I actually need to I put the red top on top of the green for this for Christmas. I need to put my green top back on this though, because it just looks so good with the botanicals set. But let's do I'm just going to do a quick test. This is the BadSeedTech tactiles. This is the drop Holy Pandas. Now I'm going to be honest. I lubed these when I was probably like my third set of switches that I lubed, when I was probably feeling a little too confident, and I think I overdid it a little bit. Which I don't mind, but I definitely lost some of the bump. I think it still sounds really good though. But these BadSeed tactiles definitely have more of a punch to them, with but probably because they're just the factory oiled, like they said. Yeah, this is definitely a conversation starter. This is going up on a wall. It's just too clean. That's so nice. All right, so let's get some music back going again. That's that. I'll probably do some videos on Instagram just to do some good typing sound tests with this, where I can bump the volume up a little bit. But now I have these, and I need to put them on a board. Oh, you have the modes. Okay. Some of the mode keyboards, they look so good. I shouldn't say some of them. All of them look really good. I forget which one's which, but I see them on Instagram all the time and on Twitter. They have some good looking stuff with like the walnut finish. Yeah, I would love one of those. When do you get it? All right, so you have to help me figure out which board I'm going to put the Glarses switches in. I'm either going to do it on this mono key standard I showed before, because these are Gateron silvers. I just don't really like them. January? That's soon. Or do I put them on the mono key Jane TGR? I feel like it's just not focusing right now. I feel like these look really bad on this camera for some reason. All right, so right now this has Gateron silvers. Is that what they call them? I don't have the thing up with me right now, and I don't have anything plugged in either. Yeah, the Gateron G Pro Silver 2-stage spring. I'm not a fan. I think both of them are polycarb plates. This is gasket mounted, and I think this is... See, you know too much about all of this, that now I'm getting really worried that I'm saying things incorrectly. Both polycarb plates, both are hot swap. This is gasket mounted, although I wish the foam of the gasket was a little more. And then I believe this is plate mounted. Top mounted? Top mounted? Is that what you say? Have a good night, Garrett. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for both of you for giving more information than I did on my own stream. But I appreciate that. I love learning about all this. But so this, I think, is top mounted. This is kind of a pain in the ass to open. Also, this has direct sea glass also, which I don't love. And it was in the other one, and that's why I swapped it out. But I kind of think this one sounds good. Which one of these do you think sounds worse? And that's what I might put the Glarses switches in. Sugma, nice. Yeah, top means you screw the plate to the top of the case. Yeah, so this is top mounted. I've had a lot of problems getting this to sound really good, but pretty sure most of them are user error. I kind of want to put them in the mono key, or they're both mono key, I guess. I think I kind of want to put it in this, though, because when Glarses came to visit the studio, I had this set up in what I had originally built it as, which was just some old... It was actually the drop Holy Panda switches that I had before, but they were not lubed because those come dry. Excuse me. And stabilizers with no lube in it. It was just kind of pieces that I had that were thrown together, and it wasn't great. And I asked Glarses what he thought of it, and he typed on it and just kind of winced and looked at me and said, "I've heard worse," which was kind of the nicest thing he could have said in terms of me showing him a like $600 board that was bastardized by some moron that doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, this is a little darker for Dave 2D. Man, I really feel like it does not want to show the orange and blue on this camera. Basically, I use tactiles and stiffer configurations. All right, yeah, we're doing it on this then. This is the Crimson Red. Oh, man, this name is so long. TGR Jane V2ME, I believe, with the GMK Redline switches. I kind of feel like I need to bump the light up in here a little bit. I think I need to bump this light down and bump this light up. All right, let's do that then. Put this in this box. How long have we been going here? An hour and a half? Cool. I'll try and make this one a little faster. We won't. Now, one thing I've always had kind of an issue with on this board is when I'm swapping switches out. This is definitely the board I've messed around with the most in terms of trying to get it right. So I've taken this thing apart more times than I like to admit. And the plate really, like, I know some people like or don't like standoffs or plate foam. This doesn't have either, and I really feel like the plate, like, how do I say it? It like scrunches together and doesn't fully fit the switches. So I'm gonna probably like take the switches out and like offsetting lines so the plate stays in the same spot, and then replace everything. It's learners on software configurations, polycarbonate POM, gasket spring. I don't know what a tadpole mounted board is. I do have to say, the linears. This is the only Bauer light that I built with plate foam. I think it is. Is it? Yeah. I did this with plate foam, and I think the mix of that plus the Kinetic Lab moon switches that are like hand lubed. I love this board so much. All right. I'm going to search what a plate fork is while you tell me. Oh, yes, I could. Thank you. I'm ordering one of these by the end of the night. Oh my God. Thank you. I always feel like I'm usually like jamming like whatever I have in it, and I'm scared I'm going to screw up something on the PCB when I do that. So that is extremely helpful. Thank you. Oh, that was stupid. I have an O-ring on this too. Fuck, I'm gonna have to take this whole thing apart, aren't I? Oh, that was so dumb. I really don't want to take all of this apart. All right, well, screw it. I hate them because they make a plate foam kind of helps keep the plate in place too. Yeah. I did like the plate foam. I kept building all the other ones without it, and it always seems like watching different people. Alex always seems to say he doesn't like plate foam, but then there's like Hippiotech who foams literally everything. Yeah, okay. This is O-ring mounted. I kind of have a feeling I messed up with the O-ring on it. All right, I'm going to pop all these keycaps off. Because where the stabilizer goes, I don't know if I messed up. But it like didn't want to fit back in the board. And then when I did that, I kind of like put a little slit in the O-ring. And I don't know if that's good. So it fits in there, but it's kind of tight. I don't know if that's messing it up. It's all a learning experience. I'm just an asshole learning on boards that fucking other people are dying to have because of where I work. We're only down to 3 viewers, but I'm still going to do this anyways. I'm going to try and make this a little faster though and try and yap a little less. Marbly sound. Yeah, that makes sense. I like watching both of them for totally different reasons. There's like a really, actually, to go on to your whole like mechanical keyboards just being kind of a place for either giveaways or complaining. There was that post about Hippio the other day that made me fucking... It's so annoying how people on Reddit just like don't understand making content and just don't understand that like sometimes content is and to do well is just going to be a little different than the like super weird like everyone on Reddit kind of feels like they think everyone that makes YouTube videos should just like, I don't know, not make money at all or play with the algorithm or just be like super boring. It feels like, I don't know, Reddit's kind of annoying. And I know he tweeted about it, and I don't know, reading mean comments sucks. But it's like they were like giving him shit about how he does shorts. It's like, bro, it's a medium where you can only talk for a minute. Like you gotta you're not gonna say a lot in a minute, so you gotta kind of figure out what you can say in that time that's gonna hook someone. Okay. Getting this undone's not too bad, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. Come on. That's what I should be doing. Man, magnets are nice, but kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. Come on, there we go. Redditors hate anybody who tries to make a living. I swear they downvote every vendor that posts promotional posts. They downvote every vendor that posts promotional posts unless that vendor's offering to give stuff out for free. And then it's the only thing that's on the damn subreddit for like an entire fucking week. Good old Reddit. Man, this keyboard is like 7 pounds. It's wild. Anytime some friends come over that don't really know anything about it, or like family, they're always like, oh, what's all this? You got a lot of keyboards. Which ones? What's different about them? I'm like, here, hold this one. They're like, oh, holy cow. Yeah, I mean, and it's not just mechanical keyboards. It's plenty of places. Our Android hates our channel. Our Android's like tough because it's like you'd think the argument for people are just like Android versus iPhone, but our Android has to be Android manufacturers hating other Android manufacturers. So you just can't get a moment piece of peace in there. Nobody's allowed to like something without somebody else hating it. Like, how fucking lame is this? I tape modded a board this nice. It's probably a sin somewhere. What am I looking for? Tweezers. Yeah, that's a good point. Old OnePlus. OnePlus became the thing it was there to destroy. Come on. Don't make me undo all of this. I think... No. I need one of the switch. Yeah, our Android. Oh man, I feel like that feels like a Poco phone, like OG Poco phone. Like we just want straight specs, nothing else, so we can say it's the most powerful phone ever, and it's only $300. But by $300, we really mean we're talking about the $450 version. That doesn't really add anything to it. The Poco phone were great days. Wild days. Where'd that box go that I kept? My office is a total disaster. I wanted a Nexus 6P so bad. Been for 12 years, been watching for that time. That's awesome. That's sick. I weirdly... Funny enough, the way I found Marquez was just through, I played Frisbee with him. That's how him and I met. But I was a nerd and a film major. And then he needed some help, and I was lucky enough to be the one that got to join the team. Just gonna screw a couple of these back in so it's a little easier while I'm doing this. Nexus Pixel since the Nexus 5. Yeah, I went to school in New Jersey. Not the same school, but the Frisbee community is pretty close. And then him and I actually wound up playing professional ultimate together on a team called the New Jersey Hammerheads. We were terrible. But that's when I first met him. If you actually look on YouTube, New Jersey Hammerheads Ultimate, there's probably a couple highlight videos where you can see both of us on there. This is the HTC One. Yeah, I definitely wasn't as into phones. Like I hear Marquez and David and some people talk about phones sometimes, and I'm just like, man, I missed that stage. I always liked them, but since I was on a carrier plan, it's just I was mostly focused on what I was getting from that, and that's pretty much Samsung stuff. So I was on a Samsung until my S7. Then I really wanted a Nexus 6P. That's when I started looking at stuff. But or no, it was before my S7. I wanted the Nexus 6P, but since it wasn't available with the Samsung plan where you got your upgrade, I just got an S7 instead. And then when I joined the channel, I had that, and then a Pixel 3 extra came in and I started using that. Then I was on Pixel and I had the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, and now I'm on the Zenfone and I'm enjoying the smaller form factor a lot. Although the camera is like super hit or miss. It's either like very, very good or the ultra wide's really bad. My first and last carrier phone was a Motorola HX8 HD. I feel like you can just tell that's old just because of the name of it. It feels old. But yeah, I've never used an iPhone. One time we had a spare iPhone at work. I mean, like a spare, not a review unit one. And I asked Marquez if I could bring it home and try one out. And I brought it home. And in about 20 minutes of setting it up, I just went, I don't feel like doing this anymore. And never set it up. And I don't have anything against iPhone. I think they're nice. I get why people like them. I don't really have anything that bad to say about them. I just have never really gotten into it. I really like having my home screen on my phone like completely blank. Pretty much completely blank. Where's mine? Like the fact that this app is even here makes me mad. But that is the app to track how much my daughter is sleeping and how much she is pooping. And apparently that's very important. So now it takes up a spot on my screen. Somehow I found this interesting. My family was over and I know how popular iPhones are in the US, but out of the 5 people that were over, the majority of us were Android users. I should have done this differently. 3 out of the 5 of us were Android users. Me, my wife, and my mom all use Android. Yeah, I really think that having the no back button, and now it's like you have the back button on the top, but is there a back swipe? I don't know. I really like Android gestures. I'm just so used to them that I really enjoy it, and it's hard to go away from it. Although just like anything in tech, even just switching to the Zenfone was different, but like switching the first time is tough, and then you get used to things within a day, so it's really not that bad. But there's just some days I don't feel like dealing with that. Doing this with the O-ring is just a little annoying. Please. Really like the 2-button gesture Google had on Android 9. Slowly converted my whole family to Pixel. I've gotten used to the gesture since Android 10. Yeah, I mean, like, I actually wound up pretty much converting my mom to Pixel. Now my mom has she has a Pixel 7, I think, and a Pixel Watch and Pixel Buds. She went the complete other route that a lot of people go. She loves her Pixel Watch too. I honestly think the Pixel Watch is actually like really fantastic. And just us being tech nerds. Actually, I mean, I did like the Pixel Watch. Battery life was just pretty bad. But I think if you're someone who doesn't sleep track and you're fine charging it all the time, like, or just charging it every night, it lasts a day. So if you're fine not sleep tracking and charging it at night, that's not really that huge of a deal. I would like better. I don't have my watch on now, but I use a Garmin because that battery life is nutty. And I I feel like I don't need that much out of my smartwatch. I don't have a million notifications. I like to have just kind of like my text messages and stuff come on. All I do is text messages, phone calls. I don't do emails through it. So that's all I really need. And the Garmin does that absolutely fine. Bigger size for it, currently too small. Yeah, I think it's too small. I do think it's a little, it feels a little fragile. Just with the really domed glass on the side. And I rock climb, and I specifically like using my watch for climbing. So I didn't want to absolutely destroy it. I've destroyed an Apple Watch before climbing. That's kind of the same, like the big domed sides don't mesh well with a rough wall and climbing holds. Actually, I didn't mind the size in general, though, of it. I actually kind of liked the smaller watch. Part of me kind of wants to switch to the... I think that there's the Epix Gen 2 Pro, and I think they made a 42 millimeter version of it. I kind of dig the smaller size. Man, I do like the Apple Watch, or the Apple Watch Ultra 2, I think is pretty sick. And some of the Apple Watch bands are so nice. Moto 360 Gen 2 for 2 years inside. Yeah, like outdoor work, it doesn't seem like it's the best rugged watch for sure. Marquez and I always talk about the Moto 360. It's like it had so much hype, and then they tried to bring it back, but wasn't it like a company just like bought the rights to the naming or something? And like we got a couple of them, and we never really tried them or like used them much. I don't know. There's something like kind of special about the first one, it felt like, and the nostalgia didn't follow it well enough. Kind of feels like the Motorola Razer. Like it always gets like every time the new one comes out, there's a bunch of videos online like, oh my god, this is so sick, remember your Razer, like this is it again, but it's folding and it's a smartphone. And then it just feels like you never see it after that. Well, David really likes the new Razer this year, or the last one. Funny enough, I think this is, out of all my keyboards, this is the only set of cherry switches I'll have on anything. And so apparently on mechanical keyboards, and what someone mentioned in here before, is these are using the same stems as MX Clears, and I believe it's there's no way you'll be able to see this. BWS, you can probably help me out on this, but I believe it's this little nub right here messes with some keycaps if you're taking them on and off a lot. I'm messing up showing this. I guess there's a thing that can shave it off. I've rebuilt this board so many times that I plan on kind of keeping this how it is for a bit. So maybe this is a dumb move, but I really want to try them out, and I don't have the part to shave that off. So I'm just gonna do it. Oh, Gen 3 was built by someone else. Okay. Yeah, that... Maybe that's the one we had then. Stems. I will definitely get one of those, or I guess I'll snag one of those in the future, but I don't right now. So we're just gonna take that risk. Hopefully, it doesn't crack any of these. Maybe I'm naive, but come on. But like I said, I've taken this board apart so many fucking times. I kind of don't want to do it again. If there was ever a board I would send to Space Cables to Cerakoting, I think I'm saying that correctly. It would probably be this one. You can, I don't know if my stream up so I can't see. If you look right here, scuffed a little. The red's really nice. I don't know if it would be like no, I think this would be a sick board to get painted a different color. I don't know what I would do. How you got yours painted, right? I think it said if it's like 2 pieces, it's like 160. I don't think that sounds that bad. Oh, but I could get the plates painted different colors too. Fuck, that would be really sick. Brutal 65 V2. Did they post a picture of that? I feel like I just saw something from them. I mean, I'm sure multiple people are doing Polar 2 or Polar Blue, but I swear they just posted something. Maybe I'm wrong. So blue and silver and GMK Posh. Oh, that sounds... I need to see a picture of this. That sounds sick. It was on their stories recently. Posted another story. I like swear I remember seeing that. Although if you said there's two, maybe it was a different one. I feel like this spacebar still needs a little bit of love. I just have not gotten it. Let's see. Space cables, Cerakoting. Reviews. That's polar blue, but it doesn't sound like what you were talking about. Oh, that wasn't. Oh. Person said I live in there. Brutal V2 65. Yeah. Shit, that looks really good. Yeah, that looks really good. Timson, this is a crossover I didn't know I needed, but happy to see. Just me and keyboard stuff? Is that what you're talking about? It is me diving deep into a hobby, which is my specialty. My hobby is hobbies. My sister said it gave off Taylor Swift vibes. You could be making a keyboard for Taylor Swift. Your sister's got good taste. Man, I really need to get like a capture card so I can use a real camera for this, because this color and everything just kind of sucks. The quality seems pretty low because it's like a 4K camera zoomed in so much. But right now, it just feels like I'm messing around with things, so I'm not trying to go too hard on making everything perfect quite yet. What does that mean? So much noise. Still don't feel like I have this spacebar down as good as I would like it. But we'll mess with that another day, which is what I've said to myself like 4 different times already. Obviously has not worked. Cool. Oh. All right, let's get this back together. I have this is 3203 grease, and I have like a little syringe for it. I just feel like I'm yeah, I think I need a this gets in there, just not quite as well as I want it to. And then I really like the dielectric grease, but this isn't getting in there right now. I don't know if that has like a bigger tube or can be bought in a syringe, but we're going on 1 a.m. here pretty soon, so I'm just going to get all this stuff back in. We're going to test it out. Then I'll probably go to bed and then maybe make like a couple shorts on it tomorrow, or just some typing stuff on the channel with like a real good sound test. Damn, I take this Posh set. I still have it up on my screen. Oh yeah, you can tell those are tight. Yeah, those really need to get pushed down. Make sure I get all of these on the right spot so I don't have to take them off. Like that. That's bad. All right, we're wrapping up here. Gonna finish this, do some typing on it. If anyone's just joining, we're pretty late into this. I doubt many people are, but this is testing out the Glarses Cherry MX Purples. We tested the BadSeed tactiles before. 2 different creator switches. Both tactiles, which I'm pumped about. Although, I don't know. I think I like my tactiles for playing games. I think I like my linears for just typing. No. Almost done here. All right, do those look all on correct? Some of those I really had to push down. I feel like this spacebar still needs some work. BMS, have you ever done, I've seen Hippio do it before, where he, it's like that insulation stuff. You kind of put it inside of the spacebar to dampen it a little bit. Like, I like how this feels. I like that this is clacky, but this just... Yeah, this is not right, but this all feels good. Oops, I have the posh up. Monkey type. Let's turn this off. Use a different switch. Like a different switch for the spacebar. You use painter's tape like inside of the spacebar. So I have painter's tape on the back of this PCB right now. But I think the board sounds good except for the space bar. But here, let's type. I could use a different switch, but it doesn't feel like it's the switch that's fucking it up. It just feels like hollow. And it's definitely making the noise based on which side it's on. That sounds so rattly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the wire. I probably need to take it out and make sure it's even, which is really dumb because I just had everything taken apart. I should have just done it, but I'll do it another time. So I'll do a typing test here so we can hear what these sounds like. But the spacebar's not good. Luckily, I pressed the spacebar with the left side of my hand, and that seems to sound better. Well, yeah, I think it's wire rattle. But yeah, let's type a little bit. Yeah, did I not do that on this one? Maybe I didn't do it on this one. I usually just literally like take the dielectric grease and like stick the wire straight in and go all the way up to the elbow, pump a little out, go over the nub or over the elbow, and just get like a nice thin coat on it. I have a feeling I didn't do a good job on this one. I'll toy around with it later. All right, good to know. I don't know if there's much I can do with it right now. It kind of looks messy down there right now. All right, well, maybe I'll do that later because, yes, these switches hold on to these keycaps pretty well. Let's do another type. Bad. That was bad. Not too bad. I think overall it sounds good. I think I like these better than the linears I had in before. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there just because I'm starting to get tired. And we've been doing this for 2.5 hours. Not bad. This point for being snapped in the same way is tricky, but it makes or breaks a board. No, it totally makes or breaks a board. Like I'll show you my. This is my favorite board, and I think it sounds the best out of all of them. This one I'm really proud of. That I did at least. Like the key cult I have, they made, and it still sounds fantastic because they know what they're doing. But this is the Bauer Light the GMK DMG keycaps, Durock screw and stabilizers. These are the, I kept talking about these before, but these come like hand lubed, and I think they sound really good. And then I did all the stabilizer lubing, but I spent like a really long time doing it. And this has case foam or plate foam in it, but I think this sounds so good. Man, I love this keyboard. Yeah, I need to, this poor mono key Jane. It's being neglected in my care. I need to make it better. All right though. Sorry, I bumped the mic. I think I'm gonna call it there. It's getting pretty late, but that was super fun. Everyone who joined, thank you. BMS, thank you again, man. Or I'm saying man. But super helpful with everything. I really appreciate it. Anyone else who was in here and like gave me some advice or explained some things for me, also appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, it'll probably just be posting a bunch of stuff that's like low key typing videos, kind of put it on in the background, see how something works. I really, again, just wanted to start it because we're lucky enough to have stuff sent to us at the channel, and not a lot of people get to see everything. So I just want to make some decent quality typing, good sounding, good looking keyboard stuff for people to look up if they're thinking of purchasing things. I do also have 2 things coming in, hopefully in January. I mentioned before, one's from Hebe, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the other one, all I can say is it seems like a super, super hype keyboard. And not only that, but they're making a special edition for Marquez. So it should be a one of one thing. And I'm super pumped for it. I don't know if I'll have to build it. I think they're building it fully. The Hebe one I will build, and I'm already looking for things for that. I'll do a stream of that, and I'll do a stream of the other thing as well. But what is it this year? I probably won't stream again until after New Year's. So hope everyone has a good New Year, and I'll catch you all later. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Matt, now maybe you know a little more about keyboards. And if you dive into the hobby, good luck. It's fun. And your wallet will hate you. But it's fun. All right, though. Later, y'all. Appreciate it. Peace.